everybody, and welcome into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for day number 2 of the Cougar Holiday Classic. College of the Canyons hosting here, as it'll be the consolation game to start LA Trade Tech and Orange Coast College. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Yesterday, these two teams took on Canyons and Mount San Antonio College. Both were unable to come away with a victory yesterday. It was pretty good matchups in both games as we take a look at the Clash bracket going into yesterday. Trade Tech played Mount San Antonio College, lost 79-72. It was a very close game, very well played by both teams throughout, and very tight as you can see by the score. Orange Coast the same, lost by 6 to College of the Canyons in the second game yesterday. Therefore they play in the consolation game here today as we get ready to go between these two sides. Take a look at some of the numbers from both sides going into today's game. They're relatively close in terms of points per game. Trade Tech has just a slight advantage, 77.5 points per game to 71.9. Trade Tech does a better job on the floor, 43% from the floor compared to 38.8%. They also shoot 33% from 3. They out-rebound their opponents by 1.6 rebounds per game, but the net efficiency is in the negative. You see for Orange Coast as well. They've struggled on the glass. I would expect this similar today, although it looks like they do have Ronnie Davis back in the lineup, so that'll help things out. Davis missed yesterday against College of the Canyons, so you certainly like to have him back in there, as he's their leading scorer, 20.3 points per game, 16th in the state in points per game this year. On the other side for LA Trade Tech, Enzo Quamegni is one of their leaders. He averages 14.6, had a rough day yesterday. Jordan Webster, 17 points on the season, but he hasn't played since November 26th, so that's a little bit of a struggle for them in terms of not having him in the lineup, as they'll hope to get him back at some point in time in the near future. For now, it relies on Quamegni, Jerome Smith, among others, to get things done. Take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. For LA Trade Tech College, Andrew Martin, Enzo Quamegni, Kevin Garrett, Traven Thompson, and Pierre Darry. For Sherwin Morgan, the head coach of the Beavers, assisted by Danny Lawton, Sherrod Perryman, and Quincy Jones. On the other side for the Orange Coast College Pirates, Obiajulu getting the start again with Gavin Wilson, Ronnie Davis back in the lineup, Sawyer Clement, and Julian Daboul had an impressive game yesterday, 22 points, 10 boards for Daboul in the loss. For Steve Spencer's side in his 19th year, assisted by Jamal Lee and Steve Damanian. As we are just about ready to get underway here, just waiting on the officials to get us out on the floor. Game number 3 of the Cougar Holiday Classic Tournament, the consolation game. Orange Coast in those gray jerseys, LA Trade Tech in their black uniforms with the purple and gold numbers. As it will be Clement to tip against Thompson. The 23s go at it. Orange Coast wins the opening tip off a couple of bounces. Clement gets the first shot, misses, gets it back, but then was blocked by Thompson down low. And back the other way and comes Trade Tech. They turn it over. Coast will pick it back up, and they'll go back to work on the offensive side. Clement will swing it up top to Wilson. Wilson has it stripped right out of his hands. Taken away by Thompson. Thompson trying to go over the top of Davis. No. Got his own rebound, but that was blocked by Daboul. Davis picks it up, and Davis will try and sprint out ahead. Davis will ship to the corner. Obiajulu will send it around. They get it to Davis. Davis will dominate the ball. He's been their leader this year, and he knocks down the opening salvo of the game. A 3-0 lead as the 30% foul or three-point shooter makes his 29th three of the season to make it 3-0 here early on. That ball stripped out of the hands of Quamegni as he tried to drive. Daboul takes it and gets it to Davis. Davis dumps it off into the corner, but Clement steps on the sideline. It'll be a turnover on Orange Coast As we'll go back to work with LA Trade Tech basketball. Expect Orange Coast to play a heavy press for most of the game. That's what we saw yesterday against College of the Canyons. Coast this season, one of the best teams in terms of steals per game, 10.9 steals. That's 7th best in the state this year. It just has not translated to wins at just 4 and 10 on the year. Follow-away jumper from Garrett, no good. Rebound pulled down by DeBoule, and he'll calmly bring it ahead. DeBoule with a big game yesterday as we set a double-double. This time he dishes to Davis, who misses a 3. Wilson the rebound, back to Davis. Davis 2 large steps to the rack. Wanted a foul, didn't get it, but he gets the bucket. And it's a 5-0 run as Ronnie Davis with all 5 points of the ball game. Here's a 3 from Comegny. Comegny can get going. Shoots 42% from 3 this season. That's 37th in the state. 36 of 83 now on the year. 26th most threes in California this season as he ends the 5-0 run. Clement now for Orange Coast will catch on the far side. He'll get it to Davis, who puts up an 18-footer that's good. Davis with all 7 points so far, and you can see Orange Coast certainly looking for Davis out there as he is their offensive leader. Pirates in that full court press. Comegny will break it this time. He'll send it to Andrew Martin. Martin 7 points, 2 boards yesterday against Mount Sac, excuse me. Here's Comegny, who had a rough day yesterday. Just 9 points and a rebound in 25 minutes. This one goes out off of Orange Coast, off the Comegny miss. And we'll see Titus Bloodshaw for the first time today for the Pirates as he'll take over for Julian DeBoule. Here's Andrew Martin will collect. Comegny in the corner for 3, too strong. Derry with the rebound. Now he'll try and work against Davis. Tried to spin baseline. He's going to be called for a travel. He leaned back against Ronnie Davis and then didn't find Davis there. Kind of fell over and stuttered his steps a couple bits. Looks like Davis with a bandage over his right eye. Maybe that's why he missed yesterday. That ball knocked away from Clement. He picks it back up, but his pass picked off by Kevin Garrett. Garrett going to drive right to the basket, lays it off the backboard and in. And it's back to a 2-point game here, just 3 minutes into this first half. Consolation game between LA Trade Tech and Orange Coast College at the 34th Cougar Holiday Classic. Jumper no good. Bloodshot pulls down the rebound. His pass, though, deflected away by Comegny. Coast bench said he stepped on the end line, did not. Instead, we play on. Martin will try and tie it up. He misses short on a layup. Got his own rebound. Kicks back Comegny for the lead here, and he's got it. Second 3 of the ball game for Enzo Comegny. He's got 6, and it's an 8-7 LA Trade Tech lead, their first lead of the game here early on. Davis, who's had all 7 points, this time dumped off underneath the Bloodshot, was knocked out of his hands that time by Kevin Garrett as he went up. And we'll see some changes here. Michael Carabin will come in. DeBoule checking back in as they'll get Bloodshot and Obiajulu off the floor. Wilson will inbound. He hit Carabin right in the chest. He was able to catch it. They get it around to Davis for 3 is good. Davis, all 10 points so far for Orange Coast. A timeout on the floor called by OCC. They lead 10-8, 16:08 to go here in the first half. Just underway. We'll take the timeout as well.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
Back inside Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage, 34th Cougar Holiday Classic. As we continue on, LA Trade Tech and Orange Coast here in the first game of 2 today. Championship game will be at 5 p.m. between Mount Sac and College of the Canyons. Davis with another three, all 13 Orange Coast points. Already in double figures here in this ball game. As Trade Tech has not had an answer for him early on. They turn this one over. You look for Davis. His season high this year is 36. Did that against LA City College. He's 13 of 19 in that ball game. So far here in this one early on, 5 of 6 and 3 of 4 from 3. There's a foul away from the basket. DeBoule was trying to dribble through traffic, and the foul, I think, goes against Jerome Smith, his first. Another foul, this time Carabin fouled near the basket.
Number 21, Yandel Parker first.
Goes against Kunik Yandel Parker, his first. Carabin, who is a 81% foul shooter, misses the first. Second one is good. So it's a 14-8 lead here, Orange Coast. Off to a good start. They get their first point from someone other than Ronnie Davis on that foul shot from Carabin. Davis with 13 of the 14 so far. Here's a three. Jonathan Fields knocks it down. Jonathan Fields, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists in 16 minutes against Mount Sac yesterday in the loss. Gets it back to a one-possession game. They get a takeaway. A foul going to be called against DeBoule as he knocked down Fields on a loose ball. And now we're going to see 4 fresh bodies on the floor for Orange Coast here. The only one that stays out there is Ronnie Davis. Everybody else who was on the floor comes off the floor. Damani Lewis had a big day yesterday, 11 points, a season high for him. Got it to Smith. Smith will kick it back to Lewis. Lewis will spin, tries to throw one up, and he's got it. Draws the foul. Foul goes against Gavin Wilson.
Count the basket. Foul is on number 3.
And Damani Lewis, who only averages 3.8 points per game, plays about 8 minutes a game, gets the bucket there.
Trying to complete a 3-point play. Lewis.
He completes the 3-point play, does Lewis, who was a 66% foul shooter on the season. And we are tied at 14 here. 13:52 remaining here in the first half. Orange Coast and LA Trade Tech, consolation game of the 34th Cougar Holiday Classic. So now we're discussing shot clock issues. Tech back to work. There's a 20-footer from Kunik Yandel Parker. And it's a Trade Tech 16-14 lead. Yandel Parker, 3.8 points per game. Shoots 40% from the floor, but he's only 18 of 45 coming into today. Here's a foul called against Yandel Parker that'll send Obiajulu to the line. Obiajulu is a 48% foul shooter on the season. 15 of 31 for Randall Parker. That's his second.
Shooting 2 is
Obiajulu, 7 points, 4 boards, 30 minutes last night. Freshman guard out of Tracy High School. Or might be Kimball High School up in Tracy. I think that's actually what it is, Kimball High School up in Tracy. Both foul shots for Obiajulu are good, so we're tied up at 16 here. 13-15 to go in the first half. Here's Perry Fields driving, dumps it underneath Lewis, runs into 3 Orange Coast jerseys, instead finds the open man. Jonathan Fields' 3 is short. Wilson able to pull down the rebound, and then he's fouled by Damani Lewis after he let go of the basketball. 90 feet away from the basket. For Damani Lewis, it's his first foul. 4th foul on Trade Tech here in the first half. 3 so far on Orange Coast.
Lewis.
Trade Tech, one of the most penalized teams in the league in terms of fouls. Here's a floater from DeBoule off the inbound that's good. We're seeing Trade Tech, one of the most penalized teams, 20.8 fouls per game this season. That's 93rd in the state. Compare that to 16.6 for Orange Coast, which is right middle of the pack. Jump ball tie-up, possession arrow, LA Trade Tech. Coast, they don't do a very good job of drawing fouls themselves. 14 fouls drawn per game, which is only 61st. Trade Tech not much better, 14.7. But for some reason here on Lee Smelser Court, we seem to have high foul games, so we'll see if we get there. 18-16 Orange Coast, passing along the perimeter. They swing it inside Obiajulu, and he's going to be called for a travel as he lost his footing. Seventh turnover on Orange Coast. Three-pointer on Trade Tech's side was good from Jerome Smith. They got the ball back, nearly got a bucket. Couldn't get it to fall, and right now they sit at a 1-point lead, but not for long as Clement knocks one down. There's a 3 on the other side, and then a technical foul. Perry Fields knocked down the 3 and then gets called for a tech. So Class A technical on Perry Fields after he made the 3. That'll put 2 shots for Julian DeBoule at the line. Who makes the first. DeBoule, an 82.6% foul shooter. DeBoule makes both. We're tied up at 22. And it'll be Orange Coast basketball back to work here. So for Perry Fields, he knocks down his first shot of the day and then gets called for a technical. Something he said, I believe, to the Orange Coast bench after the 3. DeBoule launches a deep 3 that's no good. A rebound was pulled down by Jonathan Fields and then fouled by Michael Carabin. 5th foul on OCC. Actually, that's just the 3rd foul on Orange Coast. The foul's on the board are incorrect.
Foot out of bounds goes to the Pirates.
Another turnover. Ball goes back to Orange Coast here. Is now Davis. Pressured out high. Trade Tech showing their own full court press. Bloodshot throws this away, and Smith will get an easy bucket for the lead. Not going to come much easier than that for Jerome Smith.
Basket by Smith.
Back to a 24-22 lead for Trade Tech. Carabin sending it over. Davis for 3, no good. They swing it back down low off the offensive board. Obiajulu's turnaround jumper, no good from about 12 feet. Got his own rebound, gets it to DeBoule. A 15-footer from the foul line is good. Julian DeBoule now with 6, following up his solid season high last night of 22 and 10. 6 points, 3 boards here early on. We're even at 24. Kevin Garrett, an elbow jumper is good. Nice shot from Kevin Garrett. Only 4 points last night for Garrett. Gets one there. He's got 4 tonight. So it's back to a 2-point Trade Tech lead. That hurt. Kevin Thompson lost his. This is all right. That would have hurt me. I wouldn't have gotten up. Thompson stepped on the ball, lost his footing, went down flat-backed. But hops up. Obiajulu and Bloodshot coming off is Wilson back in the ball game along with Clement. Here's Davis, who's been quiet since hitting on the first 13 Orange Coast points. He's not scored since. Trying to get to the basket here. Dumped it off underneath. Carabin couldn't handle. Ball comes back to Davis off a deflection. 4 to shoot. DeBoule put up a straightaway 3 that's no good. Ball landed on the sideline off the rim. And it'll be LA Trade Tech basketball with a 26-24 lead. 9:07 to go here in the first half. Consolation game of the Cougar Holiday Classic. Thompson got to the basket, couldn't get it to fall. Garrett on the putback was fouled, and he'll go to the line. Clement gets the foul, his first. Kevin Garrett, who's an 83% foul shooter. Freshman out of Amino South in LA.
Shooting.
Garrett makes them both, so it's a 4-point lead for Trade Tech here. 28-24. Wilson trying to make something happen. DeBoule will get it to Davis. Davis backing down Smith. Knocks it in. Davis's first points in probably about 10 minutes. And then a steal on the other side by DeBoule as Thompson tried to feed it to Garrett. DeBoule just coming back nicely. Coast back to work. There's a foul on the dribble. You can see the reach in that time from Andrew Martin. You can see the steal here from DeBoule. Fed it ahead, and you can see the reach right there. So Orange Coast basketball, they go back to work. Ronnie Davis, 2 big steps, a floater, no good. Rebound comes to Davis, little hook in the lane, no good. Thompson skies, rips the board, jump ball tie-up. Possession era Orange Coast. It's a good tie-up down low by Coast. And so trailing by 2, they've got the basketball back. 28-26, LA Trade Tech leading. Carabin should have gone up with that one. Instead tried to dump it off to DeBoule. Trade Tech pulls it back away. Martin will send it into the paint to Garrett, who's blocked trying to go up. And now Carabin will come back with it. 2-point LA Trade Tech lead. Coast into the corner to Wilson. Up top to Boole. DeBoole. Jumper from inside the key, no good. Carabin couldn't pull down the rebound as it was picked up by Comegny, who will bring it ahead. Comegny through one body, stops at the elbow, kicks it to Martin. Three-pointer from the wing is good. Andrew Martin, the sharpshooter for Trade Tech, 46th in the state three-point percentage at 41.9. Knocks down his first bucket of the ball game. And it's all of a sudden a 5-point lead, and then a foul off the OCC miss on the rebound by Trevin Thompson. And it'll send OCC back to work. You can see Clement blocked and then fouls Thompson. Trade Tech back to work. Smith, far side, Comegny. Garrett, top of the key. Instead, we'll get it to Martin. Martin trying to penetrate. Instead, tried to throw one down low. Picked off by Obiajulu. He'll find Davis. Back to Obiajulu, driving to the rack. Lays it off the window and in, despite some pressure from Martin. Obiajulu now with 4 points. And then a foul down low before the shot.
Foul on the Blues, second. 16, ball out of bounds for the Beavers. Carabin checks in for the Pirates. That's Pirate for the Beavers. Garrett for 2.
Garrett gets a bucket, and Comegny picks up the assist. This is a 7-point lead. Here's Carabin for 3. That's an air ball short. Carabin doesn't shoot a ton of threes. He's 0 for 7 on the season, so an ill-advised shot that I'm sure Steve Smelser and company not happy with. Trade Tech with this 7-point lead. Smith, good bounce pass to Reed, couldn't handle. Lost it, it goes out of play off of him. And it'll be Orange Coast basketball as Carabin and Rabazo will come off. Orange Coast with 6 minutes to go, trying to keep this one close for the moment here in this first half. Trailing 35-28. Here's Ronnie Davis. Gets it over to Wilson. DeBoole inside, Bloodshaw trying to turn and face up. Counted in the foul for Titus Bloodshaw.
Count the basket. Foul is on Dyrey, first personal.
Dyrey gonna pick up the foul here.
Trying to complete a 3-point play is Bloodshaw.
See Bloodshaw, he was underneath the basket, turned, faced up, good shot. Misses on the foul shot, jump ball tie-up, possession arrow, Trade Tech off the rebound. Coastal stay in the press here. Comegny step back 3 over the top of Davis is good. Enzo Comegny now with 9 points, 3 of 4 from 3. Kevin Garrett, the only Beaver in double figures with 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting, all from the inside. A couple of foul shots for him as well. That one knocked out by LA Trade Tech as they pressured Julian DeBoole. 38-30, an 8-point Trade Tech lead here. DeBoole catches on the inbound, finds Obiajulu for 3, and that one is good. Obiajulu, who's made just 4 threes now on the season. It's a big one to cut the lead back down to 5 here in this ball game as Orange Coast trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Trade Tech trying to snap a 2-game losing streak of their own as Garrett goes hard to the rack and lays it in. He's got 12 now. Lead back up to 7. Here's DeBoule. Sends it to Bloodshot. Bloodshot into the corner. Wilson, a 3 on the way is good. Wilson finding his stroke, just his 3rd 3 of the season. This is an Orange Coast team that only makes 5 threes a game. On the other side, Garrett once again with another bucket, continues to heat up. Is Coast trying to climb back here? They trail by 6 now. Coast 5 of 12 from 3. Trade Tech shooting 7 of 10 from 3. Not a shot though. Trade Tech makes 7 threes a game, almost 8 as they shoot 23. It's 26th and 30th. You look for Orange Coast. They only make 5 threes a game. They take 21 of them. 3-point percentage, 24.8. It's 97th in the state. They just have struggled from 3, but right now shooting well above that at 41%, 5 of 12. They trail by 6 here. 4:15 to go in the first half. Obiajulu from the block gets it to the elbow, or to the top of the key, excuse me. Really, actually, the foul line from Bloodshaw, who missed on a foul line jumper. Trade Tech back the other way. Martin slows things up for now. He'll send it over to Jerome Smith. Smith still holding on as Dante Hardy was calling for it. Instead, Martin now penetrating, gets it to Smith in the corner for 3. Smith is good. Jerome Smith, the 36% three-point shooter on the season. Has 8 points now. Obiajulu knocks down his second 3 on the other side. He's 2 for 2 from 3s. He answers the Smith 3 to keep it at a 6-point game. Coast gets a takeaway, but Dante Hardy coming back, knocked it out of the hands of DeBoule, and now they're going to give the ball to Trade Tech. Initially, they pointed in favor of Coast, but the officials say no. It was off of Coast and out of play, went off of DeBoule. So with 3:21, it'll be Trade Tech basketball. Comegny, 9 points, 5 boards today. He had a rough day yesterday, 9 points, 1 rebound. A little bit better start to his game today. Smith slips Wilson, drives, threw one up, but it was defended nicely by Obiajulu, who went straight up. Coast got the basketball, but they turn it over, trying to fire it ahead as Martin takes it away. Smith trying to drive against DeBoule. Instead, we'll dump it back to Martin. Martin swings it down low. Comegny, yeah, I was going to say, Comegny gets bodied up hard that time, and he'll go to the line for a pair. Obiajulu did a good job on the initial against Smith. This time down the floor, just had to come across and went straight into the body of Comegny. Will go to the line. 76.9% foul shooter. Now 21 of 27 on the season. He's in double figures. For the 5th time in the last 6 games, snapped a 4-game streak of 10 or more points last night. Makes both. The lead back up to 8. Karabin, who's back in the ball game, bounced past Obiajulu in the paint, had it knocked out of his hands. I think Dante Hardy got a hand on that. And with 2:37 to go here in the first half, it'll be Coast basketball. Clement thought about a 3. Into the corner, Wilson will take one, and he'll knock it down. Wilson finding his stroke. He's 2 of 3. Again, remember, this is an OCC team that does not shoot the 3-ball particularly well, but have done a nice job today. Here's DeBoule, thought about it. Instead, he'll drive, finds his way into the paint, gets an easy look, and scores. A timeout called by Orange Coast as they want to talk things over. The Pirates 7 of 14 from 3 in the ball game. This is a nice start for Orange Coast from 3. Their season high was 11 threes against Rio Hondo. Right now shooting well above their high on the 3-point percentage in a game, shooting 50% from 3. Usually shoot 41 point, or their highest was 41.2 against Alone.
All the action and excitement of the current season follow
That's kept them in this ball game, trailing 47-44. Take a look at the numbers from both sides. Kevin Garrett with 14 points and a rebound for LA Trade Tech, 6 of 8 from the floor, leading the way. Played just, it says just 4 minutes, but I'm pretty sure he's played more than that. 11 points, 5 boards, 2 assists for Enzo Clemegny in 15 minutes, 3 of 4 from 3 in the ball game for him. For Orange Coast, Ronnie Davis, 15 points and 13. The first 13 points of the ball game for Orange Coast in the first 3 minutes, we'll say. 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Has not been to the foul line yet, just a rebound and an assist. Chris Obiajulu, 10 points, a board and an assist, 2 of 2 from 3 today. So 4th and 5th threes of the season. (47-44). Trade Tech leading Orange Coast. Dante Hardy, that was flat from 12 feet. Rebound pulled down by Obiajulu. Carabin on the other side here. Wilson, he'll get it to Clement, a 3, rattles in and out. Obiajulu the rebound, and he's fouled underneath by Martin.
Fouls on Martin, second. At the line will be Obiajulu shooting.
Obiajulu misses the first. His first miss of the ball game from the foul line, 2 of 2 before that.
And Fields replaces Martin.
Second is good. So 2-point game here. Clemegny trying to drive, gets into the paint, had it swatted away as he went up with it by DeBoule. Back the other way, Clement. Hardy trying to stay right with him, and Hardy's going to be called for a reach. That'll send Clement to the line for a pair.
One and one for Clement.
Imani Lewis coming back in to take over for Hardy. Clement misses on the first of the 1-and-1. Trade back the other way. Into the corner. Smith no good. DeBoule the rebound. And Orange Coast will go back to work, trailing by 2. 70 seconds to go here in the first half. Clement from the foul line kicks it out. Garrett Wilson, another 3, and Orange Coast with a 48-47 lead as they've charged all the way back. Garrett, turnaround jumper short. DeBoule the rebound. Coast can try and extend their lead before halftime here. They throw it inside, but it was too high for Clement to handle. It's a straightaway turnover. Smith the other way lays it in to give Trade Tech a 1-point lead at 49-48 for Smith, his 10th point of the ball game. Here's Carabin, doubled, sends it near side to Obiajulu. He's double teamed by Trade Tech, fires it the other side to Wilson. His pass deflected, but found its way to Carabin. He finds DeBoule, who did most of his work last night. His 22 points, most of them came from the inside. He was 9 of 16 from the floor, and he gives Orange Coast a 1-point lead. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Smith over to Jonathan Fields. Fields a spin, dumps it to Garrett, back to Smith. Fakes a 3, now takes a 20-footer that's good at the buzzer, and Trade Tech will take a 51-50 lead into the halftime break over Orange Coast College. Here in the consolation game of the Cougar Holiday Classic. We'll step aside. Second half action, we come back.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for second half action. LA Trade Tech leading 51-50 over Orange Coast College. A good first match, our first game here today in the first of two in the Cougar Holiday Classic, day number 2. Some of the numbers for each side. Trade Tech 19 of 36 from the floor, 8 of 12 from 3 in the first half. Orange Coast 18 of 35 from the floor and 8 of 16 from 3. That's why we sit at a 51-50, a high scoring game, not much defense to be had off either side. As DeBoule misses on his, or actually, excuse me, that was Clement misses on his first opportunity of the second half on an air ball, and Trade Tech has a chance to try and press their lead up by 1, leading 51-50 here, their first possession of the second half. Comegny no on a three-pointer that's no good. Clement pulls down the rebound and he'll run it out ahead. Here's Ronnie Davis. Clement this time has it from just inside the elbow. Sawyer Clement with his second bucket of the day. Trade Tech collects as they get it up the floor. DeRee gets inside the restricted area and able to lay it off the window and in. And it's back to a 53-52 lead. Teams trading leads to start here in the second half. Here's Ronnie Davis. Had 15 first half points. 13 of them came in the first 3 minutes as he had 13 unanswered for Orange Coast. Misses on his first look at 3 here in the second half. Inside Clement off the inbound play, and Kevin Thompson was a little late to defend. Clement with 2 buckets here in the first half. No backcourt violation, but Orange Coast gets a takeaway. Clement at the block, kicks it to DeBoule, now to Davis. Davis, big strides towards the rack. He's fouled, or a foul. I don't know if Davis was necessarily fouled. Goes against Kevin Garrett. It was on the rebound play. Remember, after this, we'll have College of the Canyons and Mount San Antonio College, a scheduled 5 p.m. start in the Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game. Magny needs to get this one in, and does to DeRee. It's Clement with all 6 points here in the second half. Kevin Garrett, who had 14 in the first half, knocks that one down. Give him 16 as DeRee gets an assist. There's a 3 from Ronnie Davis from deep that's no good. Garrett the rebound, sprinting it ahead. Stops up at the top of the key, kicks it over to Quamegny, trying to get inside, lost the basketball, and then it's a tie-up, possession arrow, Trade Tech. They'll have 21 seconds on the shot clock here to work. Quamegny from the corner off the inbound, no good. Easy rebound for Clement, who's got 8 now. All 6 Orange Coast points here. Shot clock didn't reset fast enough, so they need to set it to 21. Coast back to work. Wilson had it knocked away by Andrew Martin. Garrett has it, got it across the timeline, gets it to Martin. Martin working against DeBoule. Trying to swing it inside, and a foul going to be called against Garrett Wilson as he clutched on DeRee. Caravan will take over for DeBoule here. Clement, who's had all 6 points, misses on a dunk. Trade Tech turns it over, and Obiajulu will finish with one hand. Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. 58-55, Orange Coast leading. Timeout by Trade Tech will break as well. (58-55), Orange Coast leading LA Trade Tech. First game of 2 here today in the Cougar Holiday Classic. Consolation game. Championship coming up at 5 between Mount Sac and College of the Canyons. Trade Tech quickly ahead through the trap of Coast. And Kevin Garrett, who's having a solid day today, season high 18 points for him. Highest output of the season for Garrett, keeping Trade Tech in it. They trail by 1. Clement, who's got 6 points in the second half, misses, gets his own rebound, has it stolen by Kevin Garrett, and Garrett will bring it ahead. Garrett looking for some help. Get it to DeRee, inside to Garrett again. Foul line jumper, fall away is good. Kevin Garrett is on fire. 9 of 12 from the floor. Gave him 20 points in the ball game. Ronnie Davis misses. Back the other way. Trade Tech a 3 from Martin, no good. Clement couldn't handle the rebound. Substitutions as Julian DeBoule will come back in. Titus Bloodshaw as well. Clement and Davis will come off the floor. And an offensive foul on a push-off on DeRee.
Offensive foul on Dyree, second team.
His second foul. Stay with an LA Trade Tech 1-point lead. Obiajulu. Got it to DeBoule. Drops it to Wilson. Thought about it from the foul line, instead kicks it back to DeBoule, and a technical foul on the bench against Orange Coast.
Technical foul on Pirates Davis.
Technical foul on the bench against Ronnie Davis. Comegny making the first, making the second. He's got 12 now. Give him actually 13 as he makes them both. Damani Lewis back in. Take over for Pierre DeRee, excuse me. Bloodshot loses it off the pass. And then he's hurt trying to run back up the floor. Martin makes a bucket. Titus Bloodshot supremely uncomfortable. It's his left knee. Or it might be his left ankle. He'll check out. Sawyer Clement will come back in. We'll see Kaniki Endel Parker back in. Take us over for Trevin Thompson. Here's DeBoule. Far side to Wilson. Wilson driving straight in. Underneath Obiajulu. Goaltending going to be called on Kunik Yandel Parker. So it's a bucket for Obiajulu. And Trade Tech back within 3. Ronnie Davis coming back in. Martin catches on the inbound. Yandel Parker, an easy bucket on an alley-oop. Showtime that time from Trade Tech. Clement going to send it far side. Davis now, who's been quiet, 15 points in the first half. Has not done much since. Gets to the basket, counted in the foul for Ronnie Davis. Good drive that time from Davis. It's been quiet like we said. You see the crossover dribble and just goes up with the left hand. Third personal foul against Yandel Parker. Megney will check out. Perry Fields will check in. Davis makes the foul shot. His first trip to the line today. Is Davis a 71% foul shooter? He gets a takeaway here. He'll try and go right back, and he'll draw another foul, this time against Damani Lewis. Ronnie Davis now trying to find his rhythm. You can see he gets the steal on Lewis. Then Lewis just too much contact that time. Davis makes the first. Second rattles home. And we are tied at 65 all. .35 to go here in the second half. Trade Tech, a turnover. Good defense that time by Daboul. But then a turnover back the other way, stolen by Perry Fields, trying to draw contact at the rack. Doesn't get credit for the contact, but gets credit for the bucket. For Perry Fields, he's got 5 now, and it's back to a 2-point Trade Tech lead. Here's Daboul, over to Davis. Davis. Play it back to Daboul after he thought about penetrating, but didn't see an opening. He'll catch now on the far wing, works off the Daboul screen, has the matchup against Fields. A step back jumper from 18 is good. We're tied up at 67. Inside, Kunik Yandel Parker. Good pass down low to him, who was wide open under the basket. Dire picks up the assist. Actually, scratch that, it was Damani Lewis who picked up the assist as Dire not on the floor. Davis throws it inside. Obiajulu off the window, no. Rebound pulled down by Perry Fields. He dribbles through traffic, kicks it into the corner. Martin for 3 and a 5-point lead. Andrew Martin knocks down his second 3 of the ball game. He's got 8. Lead is now 5, 72-76. Obiajulu no that time. Lewis the rebound, dribbles himself out of trouble. Damani Lewis sprinting ahead with the left hand, now with the right. 2 big steps towards the window. Didn't get a foul called. Couldn't put it off the glass and in. Instead, Daboul will bring it back up the floor. He'll step into an early shot clock 3 from straight away, no good. Clement couldn't control the rebound. And it goes out off of Damani Lewis, and it'll stay with Orange Coast here. Arabin will check back in.
And for the Beavers, Smith replacing Garrett.
Like a high-scoring affair here today. 72-67, 12:37 to go. Daboul no good on the 3. Jerome Smith back in the ball game, draws contact. Ronnie Davis, I believe, going to be signaled for the foul this time.
Number 5, Davis, second.
See, off the DeBoule miss.
13.
Smith trying to run the fast break, and you can see him just draw the contact, get himself to the line here. Smith, 77% from the line this season, makes the first. Smith had a good day yesterday, 11 points, 3 boards, 2 assists in 30 minutes. Today, 12 points, 2 assists, 5 of 7 from the floor. 13, now 14 as he makes both foul shots. His first trip to the line today as he knocked them both down. Garabazo has it stolen. Smith will put up a 3 off the turnover, no good. Davis with the rebound, pressured by 2 Beavers. Has to get it to DeBoule. DeBoule ahead to Carabin. Carabin stops up, and he's going to be called for a travel as he couldn't keep his back foot down. So both teams now pressing here. 74-67, Trade Tech leading. 12:04 to go here in the second half. Smith trying to put it up there for Yandel Parker to slam it home, and Yandel Parker wasn't ready for it. Then a foul 50 feet away from the basket. Called against Andrew Martin, his third. 5th on Trade Tech here in the second half. Obiajulu gets that one to roll in. He's got 17 today. One off his season high. That one goes out off of Trade Tech. And Coast can get it back to a 1-possession game here. Obiajulu, 10 or more points in 3 of his last 4. Snapped a 2-game streak last night. There's a 3 from DeBoule, no good. Martin the rebound to Smith. Obiajulu coming back, swats it away from Kanik Yandel Parker. Martin, a 3 on the way, no good. Gets it back off the steal by Perry Fields. As Orange Coast just not taking care of the basketball that time. Garabazo dribbles into double team pressure, turns it over. Fields to Smith, off the window and in. And all of a sudden it's a 78-69 lead. Trade Tech turning up the pressure. Coast trying to get themselves back in it here. Obiajulu misses. Lewis the rebound. Outlets ahead to Perry Fields. 2 big steps, lays it high off the glass over the top of DeBoule. The lead is now 11 at 80-69. And another near takeaway from Trade Tech. Instead, Coast gonna get it to Carabin. His circus shot didn't fall. Rebound outlet quickly ahead. Trade Tech just running the fast break to perfection. Smith with another bucket, give him 18. One off his season high, which came against Shasta. And it's 82-69, and Orange Coast gonna call a timeout. 10:20 to go here in the second half. 82-69 in favor of LA Trade Tech. 82-69. Dabul with a 3. No good. Obiajulu the rebound, and he's fouled on it, as it's going to be against Perry Fields.
Fouls on Fields, second. 16 at the line, shooting 2.
Second foul on Perry Fields. Obiajulu, his third trip to the line today, 3 or 4 from the line so far. Makes the first of 2. Nice game for him with 18. He's matched his season high. Which came against Saddleback. He was 9 of 14 from the floor. Makes them both, so season high for him here today. Add 5 rebounds and an assist. Monty Lewis too tight to the basket. Looked at the official wanting a foul, didn't get it. Ronnie Davis will bring it back the other way. Here's Obiajulu. Davis and Obiajulu leading the way for Orange Coast with 22 and 19. Garrett and Smith for Trade Tech with 20 and 18. Obiajulu again. Will kick it to Myers, who's in the game. Now gets to Carabin, who tries to get to the basket. Counted in the foul. Michael Carabin that time. Myers spins it to him. Carabin able to take his man off the dribble. Using his body, draws the foul. It goes against Martin, his 4th. So Carabin to the line. Misses on the foul shot. Usually a very reliable foul shooter. Lead back down to 9. Smith. Kick ball to Boole. Get it a reset here.
Take ball.
Clemegny checking back in.
Replacing Martin.
Martin comes off the floor. Smith, a 21-footer. That's short. Rebound, Yendel Parker, and he gets it to roll in. Kanik Yendel Parker with 8 now. Lead back up to 11, 9:02 to go. Myers had it stolen. Fields to Smith, who has been the beneficiary of these fast break takeaways. He's got 20 now, a season high for Jerome Smith. Carabin on the other side with a bucket. He's got 5 now. Smith, his previous season high was 19, which he did twice against Shasta and Chafee. He's got 20 here today. Misses on a 3-pointer. Just his 3rd time over 10 points since December 7th against Saddleback. He started the season with 7 straight games in double figures. There's Ronnie Davis. Step-in jumper. Davis with 24 now. Clemegny a 3 on the other side in transition is good. He's got 16 now. It's actually a 2. They said his toe was on the line. And then Trade Tech turns it over as Yendel Parker threw it into the hands of Fields, who wasn't ready for it. They are about 2 feet away from one another.
Wilson and Clemegny for the Pirates. Also checking in is Thompson for the Beavers.
Thompson checking back in. Wilson and Clement back in. OCC is missing a player. And then a technical foul. Put Smith at the line. Makes 1. Not sure what the technical foul was for. Second is good. Team Tech, maybe for not having enough players on the floor. So both foul shots on the technical foul were good. Should be 90-77. Bucket on the other side. And now it's 92-77.
Fouls on Davis, third, 15. Smith for three.
Davul under the basket is good. 95-79. Trade Tech with 6:55 to go. Approaching their season high of 102. Fields underneath. Thompson a two-handed flush. Thompson just his second bucket of the game. There's a foul underneath. Count it, and the foul for Obiajulu.
Basket counts, fouls on Kool-Aid first. Obiajulu trying to complete a three-point play. Karen checks in for the Beavers.
Lead all of a sudden at 16 for Trade Tech. Foul shot is good, so make it 15. Timeout OCC. You look for LA Trade Tech, their season high 102 against Chaffee. For Orange Coast, their season high against was 102 against Citrus, a loss 102-80. OCC has lost 8 games this season by 10 or more points. For Trade Tech, they've only won 1 game by 10 or more points this year. That was against LA Pier, or that was, excuse me, against Copper Mountain, 78-68 win. .15 advantage right now for LA Trade Tech. Obiajulu now with 22 points. Ian Davis leading the way. Smith with 25. Garrett with 20. Comegni with 15. Martin with 10 for LA Trade Tech. Beavers basketball out of the timeout. 6:35 to go. Smith sprinting ahead. Kickball going to be called against Boole once again. Inbound stolen by DeBoule this time, but he had to stop his dribble. Gets it over to Christian Rios into the game for the first time today. DeBoule trying to force it inside to Obiajulu. 6-footer from him is good. Obiajulu a season high 24 today. Smith, alley-oop to Thompson. some showtime for LA Trade Tech. And they're a point away from cresting 100, leading 99 to 84. Fields, nice play that time from Perry Fields. Rios will check out. Carabin will check back in. Thompson catches on the inbound. Carabin going to be called for a foul. 50 feet away from the bucket. Carabin checking back out. Bring Cade Myers in. Clemegny. Smith. On the far side, Jonathan Fields. Stolen away by Clement, picked up by DeBoule. Ahead, Obiajulu for 26. He's got 26. 9 of 14 from the floor. But so far, not really doing much by way of helping OCC win this ball game as they trail right now by 13. Still 5 minutes to go. The air really out of the building on the OCC bench side. Been quiet as Trade Tech has run their way to a big lead. Smith steps on the sideline, and it'll be OCC basketball, and that's what you need to get yourself back into this, trailing by 13. For OCC, 86 points today. Their highest this season was 94 against San Mateo. They're on track for that right now. They need to break 100 for the first time this season to have a chance to win this one. There's Clement, a nice bucket. He's in double figures with 10, Sawyer Clement. Coming off a night where he had 13 points, 3 boards, his season high. Yesterday against Canyons. There's Clemegny, knocks it down a jumper. Give him 19 now. Trade Tech over 100, 101 for them. They get a rebound off a miss. Smith alley-oop, Thompson misses. Smith there to put it back though. And Trade Tech has scored their highest point total of the season at 103 now, and Tech can add on here from the rest of the way. Wilson follow-away jumper is good. Timeout OCC. 3:54 to go. 103 to 90 in favor of LA Trade Tech. We'll take a break. .103 to 90, LA Trade Tech leading Orange Coast. Jerome Smith with the basketball, 27 for him today. Finds Trevin Thompson who puts it in. Thompson now with 8, Smith now with 5 assists. Smith 10 of 15. Foul going to be called against Trade Tech here.
Smith, second.
Cade Myers at the line to shoot 1-1. As Orange Coast in the bonus. Myers misses. It goes off of Trade Tech, or excuse me, off of Orange Coast and out of play, so it'll be Trade Tech basketball here. Davis back in to replace Myers. Trade Tech 42 of 69 today, shooting 60% from the floor. They turn it over here. Wilson with an easy lay-in. And they're 10 of 19 from 3 as Orange Coast uses their final timeout. Trailing 105-92 with 3:24 to go. Take a look at some of the numbers. Trade Tech 42 of 69, 60%. Their highest field goal percentage this season was 54. They're giving up 52%, 36 of 68 for Orange Coast, and that's just below their high against, which was 54 against Chafee as Trade Tech. Orange Coast 8 of 23 from 3, 12 of 18 from the line. Trade Tech 10 of 19 from 3, shooting 52%. Just below their season high of 55.6 against Modesto. And they are perfect from the foul line today, as they're 11 of 11. Turnovers 19 apiece. Rebounds 36 to 29 in favor of Trade Tech. Trade Tech has produced 28 assists, 13 steals, 48 points off the bench, and 46 points in the paint today. Smith, 27 of those points off the bench. Smith then fouled. Actually, Trade Tech seems to have one timeout left, is what they say on the board here. I thought that was their last one. Foul went against Clement, his third. Smith, 4 for 4 from the line today. Tacking on to his season high of 27. Misses the first of the 1-and-1. Broadcaster jinx. Full effect. Coast basketball off the rebound that goes out of play. .305 to go here. Wilson went down to his knee. Jump ball tie-up arrow in favor of Coast.
Jump ball stayed with the Pirates.
Remember, Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game at 5 p.m. Scheduled start time between Canyons and Mount Sac. Smith with 2 more, giving 29 now. Clement on the other side, misses on a floater. Fields ahead, Smith dumps it off to Thompson, gives Smith another assist. That was a nice pass. Thompson with an easy bucket. And the lead now 109-92. 17 is the advantage. Foul called against Jonathan Fields. Sends DeBull to the line for 2 as he'll shoot the penalty. First of 2 is good. DeBull with 13 now. Davis checks out, Kerben back in. second of 2 foul shots is good. Inbound pass right away to Thompson, and he's undercut by Wilson and goes down. Check on Thompson here. You can see the inbound. Jonathan Fields fires it ahead. Thompson, Wilson trying to draw a block and kind of undercut him a little bit. Thompson went down pretty hard. Patty Villanueva, the athletic trainer for College of the Canyons, out there. Send both sides to their benches. We'll let him treat Trevin Thompson here. Take a break. Thompson up under his own power.
Foul on Omiazulu, second. Fields shooting for the Beavers. On the move, third.
So it's been a foul fest here for the last 30 seconds. We had a mic issue. We were fixing that. So 2:05 to go here. 114.97, highest output of the season for Trade Tech. For Coast, the same at 97 points. Garbazo to Carabin, who's fouled. And that is the 20th foul on Trade Tech today. There's been 16 on Orange Coast. But that just seems to be par for the course here at Lee Smelser Court. It is constantly a foul fest here. Carabin at the line. Made the first, missed the second. Tie up, possession arrow, Trade Tech. Gavin Wilson with a season high today, 16 points. His previous season high was 5. He was on fire from 3 for a few moments in that first half. Smith dumped it off underneath to Jehovah Edwards, who checked in for the first time, but he wasn't ready for it. He's trying to clean up the final 135 here. Here's Clement. Underneath Carabin, turn around, jumper, foul, they'll go to the line. Foul against Jonathan Fields. His second foul. Jerome Smith, 32 points, 6 assists today. Carabin makes the first. Coast has a chance to crest 100 for the first time this season. Trailing 114.99, make it 114-100, 122 to go. Smith trapped and travels. So Smith 32 points, 6 assists. Garrett 20 points, 3 rebounds. Comegny 17.6 boards. Martin 10 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Thompson 10 points, 6 rebounds. Smith give him 34 now. On the other side, Obiajulu 26 and 5. Davis 24, 2 and 1. Wilson 16, 1 and 5. Daboul back-to-back games with a double-double, 14 and 10. For Daboul, his second double-double of the season. Carabin with another bucket. He's got 10. And then he's called for a foul. Easily 38 fouls in this ball game. I dare say it is not the highest that either of these teams have seen this season, as they have both drawn over 30 fouls in a game. And in Orange Coast game against Rio Hondo, there were 66 fouls in the ball game, 33 apiece. In the Shabbat game for LA Trade Tech, both teams had 32 fouls. I think that might actually be incorrect. I think my fouls numbers are not totaling correctly. But either way. Final 35 seconds. Garbazo, no. No again. Garrett the rebound. Shot clock is off. Smith trying for more. He's got more. Smith with 36, a season high for him. Trade Tech with 118. Coast with 104 as Edwards the rebound to tie up. Possession arrow Orange Coast. And we'll wait. Actually, possession arrow Orange Coast will play the final 12 seconds with Orange Coast to the basketball. Mount Sac and College of the Canyons Waiting in the wings. 3 no good, and we'll get another whistle with 6.4. Trade Tech will walk out the final few seconds. They move to 6-7 on the season. They snap a 2-game losing streak with a 118-104 win over Orange Coast College. For the Pirates, they fall to 4-11 on the year and have lost 6 in a row. Remember, we'll have College of the Canyons, Mount San Antonio College coming up. On the other side of this, we'll change it over to the other stream. Make sure you tune over to that one. As this one over, 118-104, LA Trade Tech knocking off Orange Coast.